Broads Media.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome on in to Sports Talk with Bros. That's a pretty damn good home opener, huh? Took a little bit to get going. Marquez, 6 innings, scoreless ball. Not always fun to get mowed down by the other team's starter. But here's the truth. The second we see somebody come out of the pen, you get fucking destroyed. It's just what it is. Think about that 7th inning. The 7th inning went down in such a unique way. Truth be told, you get a ground out into a double play by Nicky C. So there's 2 outs. You're down 1-0. Kepler gets on base because that's all he does all day. My man has a bomb. He's got 3 hits. He's everywhere. He's making an impact. He didn't skip a beat from the way that spring training ended. Guy looks to be a machine nice and early here. But you're down 1-0. He sets the tone with a nice single. You get traffic on the base paths, and with the blink of an eye, Nicky Two Bags is grounded out into a double play, and you think the inning's over. But it's not. Stop. Rob Thomson. What an influence he was on that inning. No Brandon Marsh, puts in Trey. Trey falls behind 0-2, and the first pitch, my man swung out of his damn shoes. And I thought, here we go. And right after that, he has a dribbler that goes foul. He's in an 0-2 hole. I'm like, please, this is going to be a disaster. This is going to be terrible. This is going to be pathetic. Earns a walk. Keeps Sosa in the game. My man at the bottom of the lineup is ripping the cover off the ball. What's he hitting? 500? Utility man and Muto. Red hot, on fire. He gives you the lead. Kyle Schwarber, lead off. Don't forget that. If he's not batting leadoff, he's not up for added insurance in the 7th. That Schwarber is all because of where he's batting in the order. Rob. And then Rob even puts Rojas in the game. That was a masterclass from the manager. He pushed all the right buttons, and the players executed beautifully as well. What a remarkable inning. And it didn't start out that way. It wasn't strong at first. That's a deflating double play. That's a crushing double play. Now, there's still plenty of time. You're only down 1 run. Christopher Sanchez, he pitches into the 6th. He has a good amount of Ks. My man's changeup is so gross. It's so filthy. It's filthy. It's so good. Sanchez is so good. He's so good. Ew. What he's grown into. Ew. Now, his pitch count, it was 93 with his 7 Ks, 5 1/3. That'll continue to get a little bit more efficient, if you will. But you're only down 1 is my point. Sometimes you see a team roll over and say, oh, well, but not this group early on. Keep going after the opponent's bullpen. Keep attacking these scrubs. And yes, they're scrubs. Colorado is going to be a 100-loss team. Do you know what 100-loss teams have? Egregious bullpens. The Nationals will win probably, 70-something games, which means they're going to lose over 90, which means what? They have a bad bullpen. But the alternative is the other team's bullpen shuts you down. Of course, I would like to see more offensively with other team starters. Look, it's bad. There's no denying it. It is a rough go right now when you look at the lack of production from this offense when the other team starters in the game, and we're talking about Marquez, okay? We're talking about, who else was it? Mackenzie Gore, not the end-all, be-all type of starters here. There's 2 ways to think of this. Either it's going to continue and this will be a trend that lives on forever, or they'll snap out of it eventually. I don't know, maybe there's something to be said about being in front of the home crowd, getting in front of CBP, a lot of expectations, weird vibe entering the season. And, well, you know, you hold the bats tight because you want to make some strong ABs occur. You want to send the best fan base in the world into another fucking planet by hitting 7 nukes. And because you're trying to do that so much, and maybe it takes you out of your element a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's the first time getting that type of adrenaline rush in quite some time. While there were 1 billion fans at Nationals Park, it's not the same as when you get to go to CBP and play in front of this crowd. There were a lot of good fans on the road to start the season off. It's not the same. So maybe that had something to do with it. Here's one thing I got to say, though, about the home opener. And this may be a hot take. It may not be a hot take. I don't know. I never really heard anybody else's opinion on this yet. Taiwan Walker getting booed during the announcement of the roster? Didn't like it. Now, I'm anti-Taiwan Walker. I think he flat out stinks. It's not his fault. He's not doing anything wrong. He's just not good anymore. He just doesn't have it. He's not a good pitcher. But it's not his fault this organization is throwing him out there every 5 days currently. He's been a good teammate outside of what happened on social the 1 year. By the way, the 1 year everybody reflects back on as, it wasn't that bad. He wasn't good enough to even get on the postseason roster. So it wasn't that good. He may have had a win total that was respectful, but when you actually watch what transpired that year with his quote stuff, it clearly got to the point where the Phillies didn't even think it was worthy of having in the playoffs. But I digress. The frustration with Taiwan, see, here's the issue. If he goes out there and pitches, which he will, Thursday afternoon or so, and he allows a home run in the first inning, then they go down 2 or 3-0, then by all means, you could boo him then. I just don't know if that was the particular time that made the most sense for me, because right now, currently, prior to seeing him pitch anything in regular season games that have meaning, it's not really me being mad at Taiwan, it's me being mad at Dave Dombrowski for putting us in that position. I don't know if he deserves. I mean, that's a little, it's a little, I don't know, harsh. I don't know. Hey, here's the team. Here's Bryce. Woo! Here's Wheels. Woo! Here's Nose. Woo! Here's Romano. Woo! Here's Tanner Betts. Even Tanner Betts. Woo! Taiwan Walker. Boo! I don't know. Right place, right time? Maybe not. That's my hot take. Here's my other hot take. And I know a lot of players are going to start doing their research on the torpedo bats. But from the last I saw, and I made sure I bookmarked this to repeat exactly which players it were. This is courtesy of Ben Silver. He says, Bryce Harper, Alec Boehm, Bryson Stott, and Brandon Marsh have all placed orders for torpedo bats with Victus, per source. Here's my worry, because Alec Boehm used one today. And to be fair, he got a hit. Would he have gotten a hit without the bat, with where it was over the... I don't know. I don't know. Here's what I'm worried about. I've already come to the conclusion that Alec Boehm is who Alec Boehm is in regards to lack of power. And I've accepted it that he's good enough without the power, and that's hard for me to admit. Because with that body frame, with that ability when he pulls the ball, he's got one of the most gorgeous swings. When he gets a rip, when he gets a hold of one, it is a special, outstanding look. It is a sexy, appealing swing. It looks really good. So for him to not have to hit as many home runs as maybe I thought a few years back when projecting Alec Boehm's greatness, and I'm now satisfied with the double machine that he is, with the RBI machine that he is, hitting behind Bryce or whatever the case may end up being. Right, with Trey Turner out right now, it's a little bit different, but you get my point. I'm okay with what we've gotten out of Alec Boehm as long as there's no injury to a wrist or a hand similar to last year, as long as there's no mental breakdown, which there has been a couple different examples of that over the years. Is this going to mess with him at all? Maybe the answer is no. Maybe the answer is absolutely not. No, and this only makes him better. Maybe this brings him more pop. Maybe this gives us more bombs. Maybe this gives us a better Alec Boehm with the power department. Maybe. But knowing it's him, knowing it's the mental makeup of Boehm and the approach at the plate is Boehm, and it's very fragile, I get worried. Doesn't mean it is going to be a failure. Doesn't mean it will make him worse. Doesn't mean it will be a negative. It could very well be a positive, and I'm not ruling that out at all. He got a hit with the bat today, and it's not as if he's got a ton to work with here experience-wise with these torpedo bats. It seems like it's taken baseball by storm, and guys are reaching out all over the place. There was a story on the broadcast that Kevin Long's wife reached out to Kay Long and said, yo, dude, you got to start getting on this. Yo, dude, you got to start doing some research. Yo, dude, you got to start making some phone calls. So this is the hitting coach's wife that is telling him what the Yankees are doing. Maybe that's a bigger concern that we'll get to at a later time. You know, Kay Long, this guy was supposed to be someone that you really sink your teeth into. They're running it back with them, and we got his wife telling him what to do with these torpedo bats. I'm just saying. Am I being serious? No, I'm not. But am I a little bit? Maybe. But no, but maybe. But it's marinating a little bit. With Alec Boehm getting more at-bats, more batting cage work, more, at-bats and whatnot, maybe there is a way for this to all work out well. I just get nervous whenever it comes to tweaking something Alec Boehm related because I'm constantly walking on eggshells whenever that's the case. I'm not walking on eggshells when thinking about my lawn, though, and that's because of my great friends at Green Lawn Fertilizing. I am dead-ass serious. Green Lawn Fertilizing is based in the Philadelphia area, and they are experts in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. True story. I didn't pay attention to my lawn. I did not ever do what I needed to do as a first-time homeowner to make my grass look beautiful. So Green Lawn Fertilizing sat me down. They explained to me what they can do, and I said, holy hell, I'm all in. We've already started the first treatment. There are more treatments to go. It doesn't happen overnight. It is a process. It's like going to the gym. You can't snap your fingers and have big biceps. You have to constantly work on it. But I am getting this done right now with Green Lawn Fertilizing, and you should join me. The first round is so important to lay the groundwork. Listen to this. Green Lawn Fertilizing is offering 2 free treatments for you, but that's not all. They're also offering 10% off for all of you out there. All you got to do is make sure you check out the link in the description, which will take you right to their website through me. So it'll tell them, hey, bro sent me here. Thank you guys so much. Really looking forward to communicating. Check out that link. Get yourself started. Do not mess around. Right now is the time to get everything activated with your lawn. You want to have the best lawn in the neighborhood. Make sure you check out Green Lawn Fertilizing. Kepler's not slowing down. It's just outstanding how well he's seeing the baseball right now, and I hope it continues forever. One guy who has to slow down is Bryce Harper in the 9th inning. My man. I love you, Bryce. We all love you, Bryce. I thought he was going to have a home run early in this game, no? You kept watching the ball fly. You kept watching the outfield go to the wall, warning track, few steps back in the warning track, to the wall. Is it gone? Ah, just died! A half centimeter away from being a dinger at home for the first time this season, and you saw what the crowd was doing late. Nick, back-to-back with Cap. That place was losing its marbles, and there is is nothing sweeter than that. You know when MLB puts out the non-broadcast feed of a home run call, a Schwarber, and you just hear the pure natural reaction and the crazy fans screaming at the top of their lungs? I probably consumed that video on repeat a good 3, 4, 5 times after it happened because I was so proud that we are back. I was so happy that we're getting these moments again, and I'm aware of the competition. I'm aware that it's early in the season, but that's probably why I feel this way, because I've been deprived, because I haven't seen baseball in quite some time, because I missed the game being back. I'm even devastated that tomorrow there's an off day. Why? Why aren't they playing tomorrow? Why don't I have a baseball game tomorrow? I need a baseball game tomorrow. Now. I need it now. I'd play another game right now. I don't care if there's 60-mile-per-hour winds out there. I don't care if there's going to be one of the biggest storms we've had in quite some time happening in just a little bit. Go play a game, please. I need to consume more ball. You know what I mean? But Bryce, getting back on track here. The aggressiveness is something that we take a lot of pride in. Him having the helmet fly off and the flowing in the wind, and he's got that luscious hair, and he dives head first, and what an awesome slide. He escapes a tag. He's able to manage to keep himself on the bag, doesn't pull off at all. Just great stuff, right? Or it's the complete opposite, where I don't think Usain Bolt would have even tried to go get to. Just gunned out. Yo, bro. It didn't haunt you here. It doesn't hurt you here. And it does benefit you more than not, Bryce's aggressiveness. Of course, we always remember the poor ones. We always remember the ones where he gets gunned out by a mile. But how many times does he sneak in there? How many times does he stretch a single to a double and it pans out and then somebody behind him like Alec Boehm or maybe Nicky C or maybe JT? Well, more on JT in a second. But any of these guys knock him in after he hustle doubles. That happens a lot more than him getting gunned. But, you gotta find the line. At this point, Bryce is who he is, and he's always going to take those calculated risks. But my point is, it didn't hurt you in this game in particular. You just never know when it's going to be an ugly moment where it will hurt you. So, yeah, listen, good game from Rob Thomson. Bryson Stott getting that 2-out double in the 7th. I don't want to lose sight of that. That's a big deal. That is what sets you up to even have that inning when you're down 1-0 after such a gruesome double play. Now, to the JT Real Muto front. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily sure how much is left in the tank. And I'm worried about that. I was worried about that at the start of the season, and I'm worried about that now. He got a fake 2 RBI knock the other day. Was it a 2 RBI knock? One of the ones that went into the corner and hit off of the glove? Other than that, I don't know, man. He's batting way too high in the lineup for me. You can't be hitting cleanup. He's just not good enough. Struck out twice, went 0 for 4. I know it's not as bad as Rafael Devers, but it's pretty gross. And just knowing that he's not really there right now, I don't know how you can ask him to bat cleanup. I don't know how you can ask him to bat 5th. Right now, JT is in a position where he needs to be batting 7th, 8th, in that range. And then, look, if he pulls his head out of his ass and he looks spry and he starts to see the ball well and he puts together consistent at-bats with less pressure as he's batting deeper in the lineup, then I could have that discussion. If he looks good for a couple series in a row and it seems like he's got some life back and he's actually generating some positive noise for this group, then without a doubt, I'd be willing to move him from 8 to 6. Without a doubt, I'd be willing to move him from 7 to 5. I'm sure there is going to be a few series where he looks good. He's not going to stink forever, but basing this off of where he once was in his career, where he is now, and sort of the tone of where he is heading into the season. Rob, I gave you a lot of praise today. Just look down at the bottom of the order, please. With that, let's go to the phones, shall we? Let's take your phone calls. Listen to the beautiful, fine people after such a beautiful victory. Is a beautiful victory a fair way to describe this? I mean, the first 6 innings, it was once again a heavy reaction on social media about them being terrible again, the offense falling asleep, not having enough to beat up a pitcher like Marquez who should be able to get torched, and it's not as if this guy was throwing a lovely gem. Sanchez was balling. You watch Christopher Sanchez and you say, this guy's got something about him. You see how he's able to throw the ball in his delivery, and that change-up that has people out in front. Ew! Ew! That's when you tip your cap. Did Marquez make you really, truly tip your cap? Or was this just another dud out of the offense for a while? So, you say beautiful win just because you got the win and you're supposed to beat up on these teams. And I would like to see them sweep one of these first 2 series to set themselves up nicely, knowing the Dodgers are coming up quickly here. So, a beautiful win. They won 6-1, and the place started to erupt, and it was a lot of noise happening late, and you ripped the cover off the ball, and you just got that big spark of energy, so everybody was feeling good when they were leaving the ballpark, heading to Jetro, or heading to Lot M, or heading to where their car is, or taking an Uber to the city for their apartment, whatever it is. The vibes were high late because of the surge when the Rockies bullpen came in. That's why I stress beautiful. But yeah, again, those first 6 innings were something that you would like to forget because, come on, man, we got to be better and sharper than that. To the phones, let's go to Tyler.
You know, man, as much as I had a lot of reluctance getting back into the Phillies and back into baseball, I'll tell you what, baseball is not my favorite sport, but I'll tell you what. To start off the opening day with a bunch of strikeouts wasn't looking too good, but then Kyle Schwarber says he don't need to wait until June to warm up. You had Bryce Harper's first home run of the day, or of the opening era of the season. You had Alec Bohm, Mr. RBI Bohm, getting into two RBI. Well, we won the series, the first series of our season, and then we lose the last game, but who cares? Today, you get Max Kepler and Nick Castellanos. Max Kepler's home run, man, that just put some chills in me. I'll tell you what, man. You had Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper showing out again, Alec Bohm showing out again. It's a good start to the Phillies season. We got over 100 games left, so I'm not going to get too overhyped. But I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna drink a Yingling with a smile, and I'm gonna enjoy a Phillies win. That's all I can for. Talk to you next time. Go Phillies, peace.
All right, Tyler, appreciate the call. You should swap out that Yingling for a nice garage beer. I'm just the messenger. 0% IPA, 100% light beer, 1,000% quality. DrinkGarageBeer.com. It's the best beer to ever touch my lips. That's my only criticism of this call. Outside of maybe Tom McCarthy and John Kruk in the background there. Those are my only 2 problems. Other than that, you nailed it. Kyle Schwarber, not having to wait till June. You're so right. That didn't even cross my mind because I've fallen so much in love with him leading off again that I didn't even think about the fact that it's normally June when he takes off, and you gotta wait until June for him to get going in the Wawa Hoagies and the Hoagie Fest, and then he starts obliterating every single damn pitch to Mars. He's trotting around like a fat softball player playing pickup at his local park, but he's in the majors hitting 50, hitting 48, hitting 52, knocking in, well, not 100 runs because he bats leadoff, but that's okay, but a good 70. Ew. Sosa's on second because he's smacking doubles and he's coming up clutch, but Kyle at the top. You just rotate the order back over to the first dog, and here's Kyle hitting a nuke to right field, second deck, 500 feet. It doesn't stop. This guy's on a tear. This guy's just starting the season off like he's as hot as you could be. He's as red hot as anybody could be to start off a season. It goes Aaron Judge. It goes Volpe torpedo bat. He sucks and gets jammed all the time, but now becomes a nuclear weapon. And Kyle Schwarber, damn it. This guy, you know what? There's one thing Kyle Schwarber says when he gets to the plate. He says one thing. Holy hell. Bend him over. That's right. That's right. That's what he says. Let's go to Zach in Baltimore.
Good win for the Phillies today. Nice to see them. get back in the win column after a rough day yesterday. Sanchi pitched well. You know, I didn't actually catch any of this one. Well, caught barely any of it. I was at the home opener in Baltimore, so I'm just looking at the box score.
Okay.
But a real good outing for Sanchez. Offense was slow through 6. Nice to see Sosa break it open with the 2 RBI double. Schwarber with the bomb to center. Good at Kepler, 3 hits and a ribby. Costi, 2 hits and a ribby. Nice to see Turner get in there. Walked. Hopefully he'll be playing Wednesday. I'll be there. Bullpen was really good. You know, Alvarado and Romano were nasty. 5 strikeouts combined through 2 innings. Nice to see Romano bounce back after a rough first outing of the year for him. A good win for the Phillies. You know, we like to see a sweep. Hopefully they win Wednesday. I'll be there. So, you know, but you'll take 2 out of 3. The name of the game, man. Just keep winning these series. All right. Go Phils.
At least you don't have to see Taiwan Walker because he's going Thursday. You got yourself a nice dose of Zach Wheeler, so I'm sure that makes you happy. So what ended up happening in Baltimore? It looks like they beat the Red Sox 8-5. Now, looking at some of the standings, it's very early. The Atlanta Braves are winless, and they're dealing with Profar getting in trouble for PED violation. Okay, 80 games. They're now 0-4. A lot of baseball to be played, but I do think it's important to start off nice and hot with good vibes. They got swept in a 4-game series by the San Diego Padres. They lost the game on Saturday 1-0. They lost the game on Sunday 5-0. So their last 2 games before heading out to the Dodgers to see the 5-0 LA Dodgers on the road, they're getting shut out in 2 consecutive games. Yeah, not the best start. No, that series was in San Diego, so pretty rough to just start out your season dealing with Profar and that, dealing with having to face a very difficult 2 opponents. I can't be running my mouth like this and then the Phillies not make the Dodgers, have to play their ass off and then still find a way to win the baseball game, the Phillies, that is. I can't sit here and rip apart the Braves and say, oh, it's going to be tough for the Braves to go into L.A. and then they win a couple games and then the Phillies lay an egg to the Dodgers. I'm just saying. Looking at the standings right now, it's nice to see Atlanta being 0-4. Miami's 3-2. The Mets 2-2. I'm just laying out where we're standing. 4 games in. That's right. We're psychotic. Back to the phone.
Hey, Birds, I know you're a big Nola guy. And, I was listening to your pod the other day about, if you can't hit Sean Manaea, career 4 ERA guy, you don't deserve to be in the big leagues. And I was listening to your pod yesterday after the Aaron Nola experience, the typical Aaron Nola experience. Yeah, sure, he got over 10 strikeouts, but the Phillies might win that game without those bombs that he let up.
Based off of what offense? The dribbler by Marchand in the 9th inning with bases loaded? They had 0 runs before the 9th inning. But I'll let you continue.
And you mentioned he has a 3.7 career ERA. So does that .3 ERA over a 10-year career really make that big of a difference for you?
I'll tell you why it does. And I don't know what the actual numbers are off the top of my head, but I'll take a look. My guess is Sean Manaea's been in the league probably just as long as him. Aaron Nola came in 2015. Sean Manaea came in 2016. I guarantee you that over a very similar workload, years-wise, Aaron Nola probably has 600 more innings pitched and probably has a ridiculous amount of more strikeouts. Sean Manaea has never had 200 strikeouts in his career. Not once. 128, 108, 124, 140. And his innings pitched is at basically 1,100. He's never pitched over 200. 117, 158, 158, 144, 160. So I'll explain why that matters. to go 600 more innings over a very similar span with 600 more strikes. Now, I don't know I'd have to literally start subtracting on a calculator and all, but just glancing down at the numbers rather quickly here, yeah, I think that's a big difference. I do. I think those numbers are extremely telling that one man over a very 1,626 and 2/3 innings for Aaron Nola with almost 1,800 strikeouts. It's not even close. So what he's capable of doing, if you gave Sean Manaea the opportunity to get to the same amount of innings pitched than Aaron Nola has, one, it would take him longer to get there, which tells you about what Aaron Nola can do in his starts and how he's able to go deeper into ball games by a large margin and strike out more guys as he's going deeper into games, which is very important. And not only that, if you were to ask these two men to pitch the same amount of innings, I don't believe Sean Manaea's ERA would still be 4. It would probably go up. It would probably be a full 1 ERA. It would probably be 4.70, while Aaron Nola could do it at 3.70 with the same innings pitched. But Manaea can't get to that point. So, yeah, I value getting deeper into games. I value health, which is being able to make more starts a season. That's a huge deal. Availability. Ranger Suarez got good stuff. Can't pitch because he can't be healthy. So availability is monstrous. The strikeout numbers. So it's a lot deeper than just, hey, 3.70 ERA, 4 ERA. One guy has significantly less numbers to work with, which can skew his ERA, but he's nowhere even close to as talented as Aaron Nola is. So I don't see it the same way. But that's just what hits me first as we listen here.
Now, don't get me twisted. Like, I'm a big Phillies guy. I root for Aaron when he's doing well, and I'm not necessarily an Aaron Nola hater, but I certainly love to point out the fact that we gave him all this money, and I firmly believe we should have traded him before the trade deadline when his contract year was running up.
That's crazy. For what? What are you trading Aaron Nola for? Aaron Nola was one of the most appealing starting pitching free agents there was. And there's 33 guys making more money than Aaron Nola. People look at the contract and say, wow, that's so much money. But Juan Soto's getting $700 million. Shohei Ohtani's getting $700 million. Aaron Nola got what Aaron Nola in this market is. He's not overpaid. He's paid. He's paid what an Aaron Nola should get paid in 2025. Now, you can make the argument that the numbers are outrageous. You can make the argument that where we are in the sports world, specifically baseball, these numbers are getting astronomically high. No doubt about it. But Aaron Nola's market value is what Aaron Nola is getting paid. The Phillies didn't overpay him. They didn't pay too much for him. They paid what an Aaron Nola production is worth in 2025 of baseball. But I don't know if people truly understand that. Because people say, oh, he's paid to be a 1. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not paid to be a 1. No, he's not.
I don't think he's worth the money that we're paying him, and he's going to continue to cost us games. And you know what? Next time he starts, it's going to be a 20 strikeout, perfect game, because that's just what this Aaron Nola experience is. And you just have to hope that he shows up when he's supposed to, and the games that he lets you down are just going to, be water under the bridge when it comes to the postseason.
Well, hold on a second. Do pitchers win every game? You say he's going to lose us game. Yes. Guess what? Zach Wheeler's going to lose a baseball game. Christopher Sanchez is going to lose a baseball game. By the way, Luzardo allowed a homer. Sanchez allowed a homer. Wheeler allowed a homer. Nola allowed 2 homers. So far, through the rotation, everybody has allowed a jack. Especially now with these torpedo bats. Look what the Milwaukee Brewers gave up. To me, You say, oh, he's losing us games. But he's winning you games. He's winning. You win games because of Aaron Nola. And you win more games with Aaron Nola than you don't win with Aaron Nola. So you're only going to focus on the games you lose with Aaron Nola but never win with Aaron Nola? That's crazy to me. And he's facing the Dodgers the next time around, which is a little scary. So I'm preparing for that. But yeah, I don't think that's focusing enough on his strengths. That's just strictly only looking at his failures. Yeah, he's got some failures. He's got a lot of strengths, like a lot of them. Not even like a little, like a lot. And he's got a weakness. He allows the long ball. But his strengths outweigh the negative by like a large margin. That's why all teams wanted to sign him when he became a free agent. But I digress. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you all on the next one. Go Phils!